and welcome to episode 5 of the Bad Eggs Film Podcast. My name is Kong.
My name is Godzilla.
And we got a lot to talk about this week. Unfortunately, we had to miss last week's episode, but that means we got twice as much stuff to talk about. We're talking Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. We're talking Godzilla x Kong the New Empire. We're talking, and more.
Yeah.
So, first of all, you can find us on YouTube at Sabian and Friends and on Instagram at badeggs.official. So, without further ado, let's just jump into it. To start off, I finished Neon Genesis Evangelion and End of Evangelion.
Oh, you watched that last night?
I finished the last 2 episodes of the show last night, and then I saw the movie and the rest of the show on March 20th. Because they were doing the whole release in theaters, and boy, oh boy, I wish I could talk spoilers because, like, you know, obviously you haven't seen it, but, like, after it ended, I just went into this full-blown discussion with Isabella talking about, like, everything about it, and it literally is one of the greatest pieces of media I've ever ingested and consumed. To start off, like, with the show, you know, there's, like, 26 episodes. I saw the first 24 before the movie. Episode 19 was crazy. That episode was crazy, because you remember how, like the last time I was talking about the show, I was talking about, like, the main characters, like, arcs, how he was trying to figure out why he's even doing any of this, and, like, at first it's because, you know, he's just trying to make things easier for himself, because, like, you know, he just does what everyone tells him to. Well, there was just this whole other arc he had, and honestly, like, it's just, there's just so many different, like, developments made. Is crazy. So episode 19 was, like, it was crazy, like, action-wise, it was crazy, like, character development-wise, but then episode 20 is, like, the whole aftermath. Like, episode 19 had me cheering and freaking out and, like, oh my god, like, that's disgusting, I'm watching this, like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Episode 20, like, you just see, like, the aftermath into his head, like, bro. And honestly, like, talking like this, like, I kind of now get what it's like hearing you talk, like now you know what it's like when I was hearing you talk about you.
Yeah.
Because you're all like, yo, episode 3, or season 3, episode 4 was crazy. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about?
Well,
like,
yeah, you know,
bro, what are you talking about? But episodes 19 and 20 of this show were crazy. And, like, the whole show, like, what I love about it is that earlier on in the show, like, there's, like, really fun episodes. Like, you see, like, this, like, I think I talked about this, like, last time I was talking about this show, but, you know, there's one episode where 2 characters who don't like each other need to, like, learn how to work together to go take down a big monster, and they do it by, like, learning a dance and stuff. And you have, like, funny episodes like that. And then, like, 3 episodes later, like, you literally see them, like going through it. These are, like, 14 years old. And I think I also said this last week, but, like, you know, I'm so used to seeing all these superheroes being like, oh, I don't want to be a superhero, it's so rad. But, like, nah, like, I get it. This sucks. I do not want to be these guys. But,
Wait, they're superheroes?
not like, you know, like, in, like, how, like, Spider-Man, I mean, Spider-Man makes sense, but, like, how Blue Beetle's like, oh, I don't want to be like, the tagline or whatever, he's the only superhero who doesn't want to be a superhero. Like, nah, bro, it's fun. Like, you're having fun. These guys, though, piloting these giant robots about to go fight monsters, nah, count me out.
Oh, it's like Pacific Rim.
Yeah, it inspired Pacific Rim and a bunch of other stuff. And that actually reminded me something very interesting that I discovered, like, shortly before I saw the movie or after I saw the movie or something. But the director and creator of this show and the movie also directed Shin Godzilla. He was, like, one of the 2 directors on that.
Wait, I saw that because I remember looking on Letterboxd and looking at the movie, and I looked who directed it. I was like, oh, this guy made Shin Godzilla.
He made Shin Godzilla. So,
man,
like,
I want to watch Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, and, you know, it kind of makes sense, like, kaiju, it's in his ballpark, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, honestly, like, such amazing media. And the movie, oh my god.
Would you give that 100 out of 100?
Yeah, I give it 100 out of 100. Isabel spoiled that. But, like, actually like in the top 30 like best movies I've ever seen, honestly. Like that movie it's hard to talk about like without spoilers, but there's one thing that happens in that movie, and I've always thought like I've seen movies come close to doing this type of thing. I've never seen them actually do it, and this movie did it, and it worked really well, and like it was honestly unbelievable. Like there was like a point in this movie where like I actually, and you become conscious of the fact when you're not blinking, you know, like when you're watching something so good, you're like, oh, I haven't blinked in the last 2 minutes because I'm actually like
me during Godzilla X.
It's crazy because like I cannot imagine watching that movie not in theaters. Watching it in theaters actually helps it so much. Like if I were to watch that at home, I'd honestly be depressed. I'd be all like, this was meant to be seen in a theater, and like it's so crazy. It's actually so crazy.
So the poster like wasn't the last shot of the movie?
The poster isn't in the movie. There's like, I mean, elements in the poster that are in the movie, but like the poster, like it's just some stuff. What's going on there? I don't know. But and you know what's crazy? There's so much like crazy stuff happening in this movie, but still I'm mostly focused on like the psychology of these characters and everything that's going on with them. And the way that they also like manipulate the frame, the way that they make the pictures look, and the way that they show everything isn't, this sounds like kind of like, because I'm such a like an avid lover of animation, right? So this sounds like something stupid for me to say, but the way that they use animation in this show and in this movie literally is like not, like I didn't even know that it could be done. Like I knew that it was technically possible, but the way that they experiment with the medium actually was like damn, I never thought that I would see this type of stuff like in effect in media, like in a movie or in a show or something, you know? Like it's hard to talk about without spoiling it.
Yeah, I don't really understand.
What I'm saying is like, you know, they do a lot of like experimentative animation, you know?
Like style-wise?
Style and substance-wise. You know, it's like the way that that they show what's going on in these characters' minds while these things are going on. And that's a type of thing that like would make more sense seeing in a live action movie. But at the same time, I would not want this to be live action. You know, like if they made a live action remake of this, I'd kill myself. But the fact that they do the animation and it works so well is like shocking. Like you would just have to watch it to understand, honestly. And like it sucks because it's not playing in theaters anymore, so you won't get that same
doesn't
experience.
that play like...
No, this was the first time it played in North American theaters.
For like, real?
Ever. Yeah.
Could have sworn like that. I've seen that just tossed around.
Nah, my theater was sold out. I saw it in Winter Park and it was sold out. And I actually had like the best seats. Like I got the wheelchair companion seats, and I was like, I am so blessed right now because like I actually have like the best view of the screen and like the most comfortable seats. And I saw people like getting up and like going to the bathroom kind of often. I'm assuming it's because like most of the people in that theater have seen the movie before, but like when you're watching it in the big screen, like how can you be getting up, especially during a movie like this? And also like people who, I heard there's like one scene towards the beginning of the movie that is like there's like something happens that's like important to the characters and whatnot, but it got memed a lot. And it like when it happened, like I was like, okay, you know, that's important for what's going on later, right? And it's obvious why it got memed, but hearing people's reactions, like walking out of the theater to that scene near the beginning, I was like, really? Like you just see this amazing movie and that's the part that you focus on, like, bro. And I'm like, I hate anime fans. These guys stink.
Wait, there's a popular meme?
There's like 2 memes in the movie, or there's one meme in the show that's popular and one meme in the movie that's also pretty popular. I'm talking about the one in the movie, but like, why is that like the thing that people focus on? And people like point at that part and they like interpret it all wrong. Like there's like a lot of things. I don't mean to sound like a snobby intellectual, but like I feel like if like, I mean, there's something in this series that like anyone can enjoy, right? But there's like a lot of elements in it that I feel like a lot of like stupid people would just take the wrong way. Like certain choices that characters make, people be like, what the heck? Why is that happening? And it's like, no, like if you actually have a brain and you think about why they're doing what they're doing, or like anything like that, like it makes sense, you know? But when it comes to the show, I saw the last 2 episodes last night finally, and so Isabella told me this before I saw the show, and at first I was like, "What? I didn't want to know that." But after actually seeing it, is not a spoiler. Like I'm telling you, like it's honestly better to know this going in.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because last time my sister said something like that.
Bro, I'm not your sister. Also, like, I remember at first, like when Isabella told me this, I was like, "What? I didn't want to know that." But then, after like seeing it, I'm like, "Oh no, it's better to know that before." But the last 2 episodes of the show are like the events of the movie, but just like taking place from the perspectives of characters, like what's going on in their heads, you know? So it's better to watch the movie to see what's actually going on and then watch the show to see what they're thinking while it's happening. But like...
Wait, but the show came out before the movie?
I think it did, and the reason why it was like that was because they wanted to do everything that happens in the movie, but they didn't have the budget to do that in the show. So they were just like, okay, we'll just do this instead. Instead of making like a worse version of the movie, we're just gonna like do it from like their minds and not even really show what's going on in the movie. And then they made the movie, and then, you know, they were able to get their full vision out there, which is honestly a good move, because I wouldn't have wanted to see like a worse version of the movie in the show, so like where they just take shortcuts and stuff. They took a completely different route where it's like just like the same thing going on, but just in their brains. But honestly, like the last episodes of the show, like it's not that I didn't like them, like I enjoyed them a lot, but like the movie did everything that needed to do, just better. You know, because I actually got to see what was going on in the movie. And, like, you get to get, like, a little more into what they're thinking in the show there, which is cool. But, like, in the end, like, the movie, like, does it all and better. And then also, like, this is a very small nitpick. Like, this wouldn't affect my rating of the show or anything. This is just something that was, like, this would be more interesting if it were slightly different. Or, like, this would be, like, I'd be able to connect to it a little more if it was slightly different. But there's, like, a very important character introduced, like, way too close to the end of the show, and like the significance that character has and the impact that it has on like everything else going on is pretty big, but like he's just introduced like really close to the end, and it's like, well, I didn't really get the chance. Like I see like why characters are so affected by him, but like I didn't get to be that affected by him because he was introduced so late. And apparently he was supposed to be introduced like 2 episodes earlier, but then he wasn't. So that's my only nitpick. Anyway, end of Evangelion, 5 stars, 100 out of 100, and I don't just hand those out. Like, actually one of the best things I've ever seen. The music choices as well towards the end, and the very ending. See, like, I gotta stop talking because I'm not gonna stop if I go on. Like, I thought that I wouldn't even be able to say much because I can't talk spoilers, but like, no, I'm going on. You like, I don't even know if you like it, but like, you would just have to watch it. Like, this is the type of media that I just feel like everyone would need to see. I walked in that movie having more appreciation for life and cinema. Anyway, was there anything that you watched before Ghostbusters?
I saw episode 2 of Invincible. I take long breaks in between.
You said you saw episode 1 on like episode 1 of the show.
Oh, that was pretty funny. Omni-Man going to destroy the aliens.
Bro, that's my favorite meme from that show.
Yeah.
Well, I saw Poor Things again, finally.
You saw Poor Things?
Yeah. Yeah, we saw it.
With your brother?
Yeah. We saw Poor Things in December. And I told my brother, we got to see this in theaters before it leaves. I want to rewatch this with you. And then we didn't until March 21st.
I can't believe that.
Went to AMC, saw it, loved it.
Was it as good as it... Was it better on rewatch?
I liked it, like, probably about the same, if not more.
No, I was gonna go. A part of the reason I didn't go was, well, because I couldn't. I forgot why. But another reason was, like, I low-key wasn't even sure if I'd wanted to rewatch it because I liked, like, my first viewing, and I was like, I'm scared that, like, I'm not gonna enjoy it as much on rewatch.
No, it was good. It was really good. And I love the AMC theater. I don't like the way the seats are laid out, though. The first, like, 4 rows are way too close to the screen. I had to move back.
That's why people give the first rows a bad rap.
Yeah, because of AMC. But, like, at Regal is good. And then I always get tripped up, like, getting row D at AMC, not realizing that it's like this. And it's like, why are these here? Same thing with Winter Park, or at the Point. Like, row A at the... Hell no. Anyway. As for our first big movie that we saw, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. What'd you think of that?
It was alright. I think, like, I've started to like it less. Wait, did I give that 3 or 3.5?
I think you gave it 3.
Yeah, I gave it 3. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, riding off of Afterlife, which I also thought was alright. You know, I'm not the biggest Ghostbusters fanatic. I know you like Slimer, but...
Slimer gang. Have you seen the OG Ghostbusters? Yeah, that was the first DVD I ever bought.
Yeah, I remember you said
I was at Walmart, $5 bin. This is a classic. And I bought it.
That's one of my dad's favorite movies ever. And I also like it. I think it's funny.
I like that movie a lot.
But
I like when Dan Aykroyd gets ghost head.
Yeah.
A ghost job.
But, like, Frozen Empire, seriously false advertising.
I just realized the thing I complained about the end of Evangelion, how people only took away, like, the one scene at the beginning. That's what I just did with Ghostbusters.
Yeah. But the Frozen stuff didn't come in until the third act. So I was pretty bored. It literally just took way too long to set up its climax.
I was excited, like, to have a whole ice-themed Ghostbusters movie.
I was expecting, like, you know, a bunch of sequences with, you know, ice, and they gotta deal with all this frozen stuff. But no, like, it's 2/3 setting up what I already know is coming.
By the way, listeners, we're into spoilers.
Yeah. But honestly, that's not even a spoiler. You should know that, so you're not disappointed.
I'm about to talk spoilers.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. And, like, it seriously was like I would never want to rewatch it. I think it would be such a slog to sit through.
The thing is, as well, not only does the ice stuff not come until super late, what were they doing in all the time before? Nothing happens in this movie.
Bro, they spent like an hour trying to figure out what this ball was, which the trailer, which, you know, I was able to analyze because I saw it 150 times. Like, yeah, you know, it has the ghost inside. Like, I wish that it didn't, like, hype itself up so much.
You know that. Like, did you see in the beginning of in the cold open? Cold open.
Cold open.
That's good. Yeah. Half of the first 2/3 of the movies, I'm figuring that out. And the other half is, McKenna Grace's character talking to this ghost team.
Well, you know, I like them.
I like that part, but they didn't even go anywhere with it.
I thought it was funny.
I thought they were in a kiss.
In the pitch meeting for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, he was like, and then McKenna Grace is going to go by herself alone in New York to play chess in a park. And he was like, parents let their kids do that in New York alone at night. The joke being...
Chess.
Joke being, you know, who would let their kids go out at night alone in New York?
You know, when the movie started, I was actually like, oh, this is kind of fun. You know, they're fighting this ghost. Who were they fighting? Was this Slimer? Was Slimer in the beginning?
No, it was like that big dragon thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought that was fun. She got in the gunner seat and stuff. And then the rest of it was just, like, drag. They took away McKenna Grace's ghost busting abilities. And, oh my god, I hated Kumail Nanjiani in this movie. I hated him.
Dude, I remember, I saw, like, your reaction when he, like, showed up to, like, save the day. You were like... I don't remember what you did, but you looked upset when he showed up.
Because that's stupid. Like,
I think if they really wanted to spend 2/3 of the movie without Frozen stuff, they should have just picked him, and they should have had his progression be more important.
And not only that, like, that's not ghost busting. That's firebending. Like, I'm not a Ghostbusters purist. Like, it's Ghostbusters. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do whatever you want with it. But, like, I thought it was so dumb. Like that honestly seemed like the laziest way to defeat the threat in the movie. Have a firebender do it. Like, they could have, like, our proton packs don't work, so they're getting frozen to ice. Oh, let's, see if we can, set up some gas explosion to, like, I don't know, create some fire. And have, like, the guys in the, the characters figure it out.
Phoebe turned her, like, thing to copper or whatever.
Okay, but, like...
That was like 10 seconds.
Like, bro, I do not... He was, like... When I see that as well, when I see stuff like that, superhero powers like that don't work the same way on audiences that they did 10 years ago. Because nowadays we see that and we just picture them on a soundstage going, and it's not fun. It's not entertaining.
Yeah.
And the big laser in the sky. This movie should have come out in 2014.
Yeah, man. What's up with that?
Like this and Black Adam.
But I put in my review on Letterboxd, I won't lie, when the ice stuff did come in and that huge storm was going over New York and I saw the Ghostbusters car like going towards it, I think that's really good.
That should have been at the beginning.
I know, but I get huge chills hearing the Ghostbusters siren heading towards this giant threat. And like, cause imagine you're a civilian and you see this huge threat and you see a single Ghostbusters car going towards it. I think that's that is so cool.
That's awesome.
And I wish that like it just did more like that.
It's like you think in your head like, oh, this is a job for the Ghostbusters. You know, busting makes them feel good. And like this, they're cool, they're funny, they're awesome. Also, I saw this one review that was like, this movie has 713 characters.
That's true.
Why are so many people?
Oh, I forgot to mention Finn Wolfhard. I hated him.
Honestly, I didn't even think he was that bad.
No. I thought he was so stupid because he's just like,
I'm 18 now.
One, like, why was he there? They literally, like, in the pitch meeting again, he brought up, like, why didn't they just send him off to college if he was so pointless?
That's true. He didn't do anything.
Like, he had this tiny thing where he was like, I'm an adult now, which did that amount to anything?
No, it was just a running gag.
It was just this, like, small gag, and then, at least they gave us some scenes with Slimer, but...
Oh, yeah. That's seriously all he did in this movie.
That's it.
This was a slice of life Ghostbusters
That's
movie.
why I didn't like his character. It was just a point, and he's just annoying. Like, he's actually just annoying. He looks ugly. I don't like him.
You think he's ugly?
Yes.
Damn.
He looks like he stinks.
Damn. Maybe that was just like the hairstyling department.
Probably.
I mean, I liked his character in Afterlife. In fact, I liked all the characters in Afterlife. I don't know why they took such a big downgrade here.
Remember when J.K. Simmons was in Afterlife? He was like a corpse.
Oh yeah. What the heck? That was random. Yeah. I mean, I liked Afterlife a good amount. In fact, this movie makes me like Afterlife more.
I like that movie because we saw it in Boston.
I liked Frozen Empire because Slimer was in it.
That's it.
And because busting makes him feel good.
And Paul Rudd and Phoebe, I liked them.
Oh yeah, when she called him dad at the end, he was like,
Remember when he like screamed like going off screen?
Yeah, I liked how there was more Paul Rudd in this movie, but the poster makes him look like the main hero.
And the poster makes the lion look like the main villain.
Yeah, or like that it's like his pet or something.
It's so random. I feel like the marketing department, they had to have had like no say in like what they were doing.
Yeah, like they were just being like told by the studio like, yeah, that looked cool or something.
Yeah, like they just put like seriously, I think it's messed up for trailers to just mislead people so hard.
I mean, the movie's called Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Like it's clear that they wanted to make an ice movie, but like
But then
so what were they doing?
Why wasn't it? Whatever, 3 stars. Like it wasn't like insulting.
I would give it like 2 stars.
Damn.
Yeah, there's not much I liked in that movie, and like I guess 1.5 is like atrocious territory. I don't think it was atrocious, but like genuinely, like when it comes to stuff I liked, like maybe that many things. Slimer is like half of those things. You know what? Finn Wolfhard was my favorite character because he was the only one who interacted with Slimer. Then Slimer had his big moment at the end.
Dude, that was awesome.
I love Onion Head. I love Onion Head.
I see you, man.
I love Onion Head. Wait, where is he? Ah. Oh. I got my little Onion Head with me.
The goat.
Yo, that's terrifying. Jesus. All right. So this isn't really. I have 2 short films I actually want to bring up.
You watch short films?
Not always, but these 2 were ones that caught my attention. The first one's Airhead, the AI-generated short film made with Sora AI.
Half star.
Ooh, yeah, it was bad.
I actually did watch it.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought it was bad. Because, like, if someone... No one made that. Okay.
It literally says that it was directed by someone. Like, no, it wasn't. You just
the
wrote some
balloon
prompts.
just changes in every shot. It worries me that in the future they're gonna program it so that it doesn't change in every shot, and it does look real, but I still don't get that feeling. Even if that idea for a movie, if someone like actually made that, you know, you'd think like, okay, that's cute, but obviously the thought that AI made it is bad. And in the future, there's going to be a group that will accept me, that we all agree we're not watching stuff made by AI. And that's fine.
You know, the thing as well is, like, when it comes to AI in movies, I feel like the only people who would genuinely watch an AI-generated movie are, like, geriatric elderly people who don't know any better, who are, like, 80 years old, and they're all like, oh, what is this? Oh, entertainment. Yes, entertainment. Or, like, infants, Cocomelon kids. I think anyone with an actual brain, like, a part of my enjoyment when it comes to watching movies and TV shows and stuff is knowing that it was made by people and that these were like ideas that were thought up, whether there's studio interference or not or any of that stuff. This is something that was made by people. People made memories making this as well. There were struggles and problems that needed to be solved. And I imagine, what if Airhead was made practically by real, like, I don't know, college kids or something in film school, you know? Like, sure, you know, it's not great whether it was made by AI or not, but at least in that case, oh, you know, they had a time making this. Oh, the way we did the balloon effect was we had this guy walking around, but he tucked his head in his shirt and held the balloon out like that, you know, stuff like that. And to just have that stripped away. And the thing is, I feel like all art is kind of viewed like that. You know, you go to a museum and you see the Sistine Chapel or the paintings of people from the Renaissance era, and you watch it and you think, what was the artist thinking while they were painting this? And the same thing goes for movies as well. And if you just go to AI generate, it's like, oh, they hit enter and that's it. And you know, people don't just go to museums to look at the pictures and be like, oh, that's a nice picture, that's a nice picture. They also think like, oh, someone painted this, and that's part of the appeal to it. And I think the same thing applies to movies, you know? So that's honestly why I think that AI generated like movies will fail. You know, I think like, you know, it can create something, and you know, sure, impressive, you know, from a technological standpoint, you know, computers have come a long way. But in terms of art, I don't think it's ever going to stand a chance, because people don't just look at art solely for entertainment. They look at it as art, thinking of the artist.
I think that AI is probably going to have a bigger hand in movies. And because, like, think about, like, pricing. I was thinking about this. Do you remember the beginning of The Dark Knight Rises? Those shots of the plane that were all real?
Yeah.
In the future, AI could 100%, you could tell it to do something like that and it will look 100% real. And I'm sure that companies are going to hire people, actors, you know, to film stuff, but they're going to think, okay, if you want to get some crazy expensive shot, just tell AI to do it.
You know, and here's another thing, though.
Throwing in shots to mess us up like that.
Something, this isn't even AI related. This is CGI related. A lot of studios will, you know, lean into the fact, oh, no CGI was used in this movie. It's all practical effects. When in reality, CGI is used a lot. I've been watching these videos talking about when CGI is used in movies and how it's really just like no CGI is just invisible CGI, I think is what it's called. They're going into Top Gun Maverick, like, yeah, they technically did fly real jets for a lot of this stuff, but a lot of times those are just placeholder jets that they put CGI jets over, you know? And then also talking about, what was it? I just had it in mind. A bunch of stuff, right? One that I remembered. Barbie, when they released behind-the-scenes footage of them shooting the movie on sound stages and whatnot, there were a lot of green screens in the behind-the-scenes footage that were keyed out and replaced with the backgrounds that are in the movie. So instead of seeing those actual green and blue screens in the behind-the-scenes footage, you would see the background there because they were trying to push this idea that more of the movie was practical than what it was. So practical effects are actually also a marketing tactic used by the studios. And very often, they'll also have actors only show up on set for practical stuff, and then not show them a lot, like the fact that they're using CGI for a lot of stuff, so that way when they go on interviews and the circuits and whatnot, and they're talking to press and stuff, they say, oh, this was made practically, that we did this for real. In reality, there's a lot of CGI involved. So I think the same thing kind of applies to AI, where if you're going to do a big practical stunt, you're going to place it with AI. If you tell the audience, oh, this is just made with AI, they're not going to feel so inclined to go to the theater and watch it, because practical effects are also marketing in itself, So, and I also think when it comes to the integrity of the artists and directors, maybe if we're talking like, a remake of like Point Break or something, you know what I'm saying? Where, actually I haven't seen the remake of Point Break, so if there's like, if they did like all that skydiving stuff for real, apologies, I haven't, whatever. But if you're talking like some random like studio generated garbage that just gets churned out for the hope of making a quick buck, like Madam Web or something, I wouldn't be surprised if they used AI for bigger chunks of movies like that. But when it comes to like movies that are made by people who really care for the art form, they're gonna want to stray away from that for the sake of like, the sake of storytelling as a whole. That's my thoughts on it. I think I've seen AI actually start to be used in genuinely helpful ways for visual effects artists. I was watching this video of this guy recreating, this group of guys recreating a shot from Dune, and they took a stock image background of a desert, and they used generative fill to fill in some gaps and stuff. And honestly, I think stuff like that is fine, because in the end, the majority of the work is being done by artists. They're just using a tool to help them, But the issue is when you're just using it to recreate the shot as a whole and doing stuff like that, because then there's nothing there. It's blander than rice cakes.
Yep.
Anyway, I also saw the short film The Spider Within.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Was it good? I didn't see it.
It was okay.
Wait, when did it take place?
I don't know, like in between Into and Across. I
guess
I don't know if it's canon, but...
Is that your favorite thing ever?
Nah, honestly, I give it... Oh, by the way, Airhead half a star. I give The Spider Within like 3 stars. It was okay. It was just like Miles is just like anxious, and then like his panic attack materializes. It was like that meme, like, oh, deleted scene of Miles experiencing a realistic portrayal of a panic attack. Like, they just did it. And it was just like
boring.
He has like a guy, and then I saw a splinter review that was saying, bro, it was like the Mario Galaxy, like evil Mario that chases you around, or like the Rayman ones, because you haven't played Mario Galaxy. The Rayman,
yeah,
it was like that,
the Rayman,
a little shadow Rayman that chases you. But I saw like this one review being like, it's so interesting to see animation and Spider-Man tackle on a taboo subject like mental illness. I'm gonna be completely honest, it is not taboo. Like, I mean, I know there's a lot of like older geezers who create stigma around it, but I think Sigma around it. But the idea of like, you know, younger creators, because like, you know, I'm pretty sure the people who made the short were like millennials and whatnot. Younger creators doing stuff like this, like, it's a pretty, like, I'm not surprised by watching this. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty run-of-the-mill stuff. It was alright. Like, it didn't really have a big message to it. It didn't feel like it had anything much to say. It's just like, this is happening. Oh, he's gonna go talk to his dad.
Yeah, just make Beyond's fool.
Facts. It was like, I was excited. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna see new Spider-Verse like content. And like, it was just like, it was just shallow. It was pretty shallow, honestly. I didn't feel anything was really being said. Did you watch anything before Godzilla X Kong?
Nope.
I saw Godzilla versus Kong. Yo.
Man, you know, I'm going to talk about that, like, in the next couple weeks, because I am going to rewatch that.
Yo.
But, man, you know that's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yo, that movie was hilarious and crazy. To get what I don't like out of the way, I think, like, there's a bit too much dilly-dallying in the first half. It's a pretty short movie as it is. But, like, everything, like, on the warship before their fight, I honestly, I don't know why. The second time I saw that movie and this time, my third time watching it, I was just bored during that. In fact, the second time I left to go get popcorn, which made it so much better.
What about when Gia, like, sees Kong sleeping and she goes to see him in the rain?
That was cute, but I still feel like there was so much stuff around that was boring. I don't know why that part is so boring.
They were just setting up, like, the peak fight on the warship.
Yeah, but, like, they could have just done the fight. I don't know. That part of the movie is so boring to me. I
don't know why.
Why am I so bored right now?
I feel like between the opening and the warship fight, I think that's like the length for me that I'm like, this is good, and I know that I'm about to see something.
Something else. What is it? Apex Legends. I mean, Apex Cybernetics. The leader of them, the mustache twirling evil guy. I don't like him. He's garbage. I think he's annoying.
Yeah, but Mechagodzilla killed him.
Yeah, also Mechagodzilla. I always forget he's in this movie.
Bro, Mechagodzilla's the GOAT.
It's so funny that he's in it. And also, when they pour the alcohol on the vents.
Okay. That's probably like my least favorite part.
That part is horrible, kind of, but I also really think it's funny. Like, I actually... like with this third watch of the movie, I've honestly come around to it because I think it's hilarious. It's become a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine, I'm not gonna lie. Because like the first two times I saw it, I was like 3 stars. It was pretty fun. This time, I enjoyed it more. Like Godzilla blasting a hole into the hollow earth.
I love that.
And then I already told you this, but I actually like erupted with laughter when Godzilla like wakes up from being passed out. He has a dislocated shoulder. Oh yeah, Kong. He has a dislocated shoulder. He's like, and then he.
Oh, that part is so
bashes
cool.
it into the building, dude. I started laughing so hard when that happened.
If I was there, I would have been like, "Be quiet,
dude,
bro."
I forgot that even happened in the movie, so I actually was like, "Oh my god!" And their fight is cool, bro. When Godzilla first shows up in the water, like the very first time he shows up in Florida, and his like that shot of his mouth is all open and stuff. I thought that was crazy. I was like, this movie's nuts. That movie's honestly like crazy. I'm bumping it up to a 3.5 because like it's just crazy. Like, and then their roar off, like I don't know, it's so entertaining. It's just some of it's kind of boring. Like whenever something not crazy is happening, like I kind of just want to skip it. But like anytime like anything crazy is happening, like oh my god.
You know that's like unironically in my top 15.
That's kind of crazy, but like
I'll talk more about it when I rewatch it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just make my review for that movie just crazy because like I'm not like I think reviews like that are like a little.
That movie saved cinema, man.
It did. It brought people back to the theaters. I don't know though. It was crazy. That's all I have to say. Like that movie was crazy with a capital Z for Zilla and a capital K for Kong.
Yep.
And then we saw Godzilla X Kong.
Let me tell you about Godzilla X Kong. So, I told Jacob before getting to the theater, I was like, listen, I'm prepared, like, to not give this 5 stars. Like, I know I'm sitting here, it's going to be 5 stars.
I thought you were going to only give it 5 stars.
Well, I told him, I said, hey, like, I might not give this 5 stars because, like, even when I very first saw Godzilla vs. Kong, I was like, okay, this is teetering now from what I liked. But obviously, over time, I started to, like, forget why I didn't like that movie. Now, Godzilla vs. Kong is easily one of the best movies of all time.
I should have saved my bread for right now to be taking big bites of it.
But, you know, with Godzilla X Kong, I saw it, and on the way home, I thought, okay, I have a lot of problems, but I still gave it 5 stars because, yeah, I just think it's a Godzilla movie, and I like it. And I like it way more. When I woke up the next morning, I was like, dude, that was low-key, like such a good movie.
That's how I felt about the Mario movie the first time I saw it.
But, you know, where do I start? I'll say what I know wasn't that good, and I know you probably complain about. I think the human stuff involving, like, all these, like, the spoilers, by the way, but, like, Mothra coming back and all that, was like...
The Iwi tribe.
The Iwi tribe.
I remembered their names. Did you?
No.
Fake fan.
But, like, I think that was all, like, it was kind of boring, you know? Because I was like, I know what was coming, and like I get why they like implemented it. I feel like Adam Wingard took like the criticism of Godzilla vs. Kong. Everyone said that like Gia was the best part, and he tried doing a lot more with Gia and her background, but it just didn't really work that well. So it ended up kind of dragging. And Mothra, as a Godzilla fan, as a huge Godzilla fan, Mothra actually has never really been one of my favorite. I know everyone loves Mothra, but I would have had a visceral reaction if like Rodan came back. I would have been.
You know, they did Rodan dirty in King of the Monsters.
Like, yeah, they did. But I would have been doing backflips if anyone like Rodan came back. Mothra, like as soon as I feel like they should have saved it as well, because they kind of just lightly name drop Mothra here and there. So you think like, okay, well, if they're mentioning Mothra, if they have the rights to talk about Mothra right now,
they're probably going to bring back Mothra.
So it's kind of like easy to predict. So when it happened, I wasn't like that surprised. I was just like, wow, that's really cool. And Mothra is straight from, you know, my third favorite movie ever, King of the Monsters.
Was that the same Mothra?
Well, no, it's like a rebirth.
Yeah, because like she kind of died in King
yeah,
of the
but
Monsters.
Mothra, you know, that's her lore. Like she always just like dies and comes back. But
that reminds me of something.
Yeah, and yeah, like, but besides that, I think on every level, like, I loved this movie. Every shot of Godzilla, every scene with Godzilla was 6-star cinema, because Adam Wingard is taking him in such a crazy direction. Godzilla's angry, like, all the time. He's always running. Right, I don't normally see Godzilla run like that.
He doesn't run. I remember people were complaining when King of the Monsters came out.
Dude,
and they saw him running.
When the trailer for that movie came out and they showed him running, I was like, holy smokes, Godzilla's running in this part. And now Godzilla sprints everywhere.
Yeah, he's always like, I don't got time to waste.
Yeah, and he's pink, of course, which one might say is, you know, oh, well, they got to make pink toys. Me, I think it's nice to evolve the character, make him pink. But
yo, I saw those toys early.
But, you know, I get why people... You gotta think about this. This movie, when it came out, had the same rating on Letterboxd as 2014's Godzilla.
Yeah, 3.0. I mean, it's gone down.
Well, yeah, it went down, but they had a 3.0. I think 2014 Godzilla is technically on a totally better level.
I don't know obviously. Why it has such a low rating.
That movie's so good. But, you know, Godzilla x Kong, like, for me, it's just another Godzilla movie. It's a reason why when I rate movies, I think, like, come on. I know that it's technically not really 5 stars.
I was rating 3.6.
That's good. I know it's not really 5 stars, but as a MonsterVerse whole, like, if I'm binging the MonsterVerse, which is, like, my favorite cinematic universe, and I get to Godzilla x Kong, I'm not going to be upset at all. I'm going to be so hyped like I was with the others, because I think all of them are so entertaining. And I want to talk about the ending. The whole fight in Rio, I loved. I thought that was all hilarious, and especially not watching the trailer. I didn't know anything. Ladies in the Sky, come on, whatever.
Classic. But, love to see it.
But, you know, that was all great. There are some 20-minute long sequences. It's purely just Kong interacting with things.
The visual storytelling.
Those are all brilliant. And you know, Adam Wingard said that in an interview that in the script for that movie, he actually, like, wrote lines for Kong and, like, what's his name? Scar?
Suko? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he gave them lines, and he said, yeah, they're not going to actually say that, but this is pretty much what they're saying to each other.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And that was in the script, he said. And, like, you can tell, like, when you're watching that, there's no dialogue, but you know how these guys feel about each other. You know what they're thinking. I think Kong is a GOAT. Kong's literally a GOAT.
Wait, I don't think Adam Wingard was a screenwriter for the movie, though. I'm pretty sure he just did story.
For real?
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that.
Well, I saw an interview where he said that was in the script.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, you know, I think, like, just pretty much, for me, the monster stuff is so highly elevated in my mind that it overshadows what I think is bad, and it turns into a 5-star movie nonetheless, and I want to rewatch it, because that shot of Godzilla and Kong running together, 7-star cinema, in my opinion. And I know,
dang, I didn't know it even went that high.
Yeah, but I know, like, you probably didn't like it or something, but, you know, like, I understand.
Okay, full discretion, I was dozing off during parts of this movie, right? We saw it at 10:20 p.m. I don't remember what time I woke up that morning, but it was pretty early, I'm pretty sure, because I don't know. I normally wake up earlier like that, so I was tired. But yeah, I mean, let me start off with what I liked. I liked everything with Kong doing Kong stuff. That was pretty funny. As a matter of fact, might as well bust out this little guy. This is the theme of the episode: Ghostbusters and Kong. Where is he? There you go. So, when Kong was roaming around the Hollow Earth and he was just with Zuko, when he's swinging Zuko around, that was hilarious. A matter of fact, actually, the day after I saw it...
Swinging mini Kong around.
Yeah, is that a mini Kong? When, my coworker, he's been hyping it up, he's been all excited to see it. The next day when I went to work, he was like, yo, did you see the new Godzilla movie? Or no, he was like, no, that Godzilla movie was crazy. Like, you know, you gotta see it. And I was like, oh, I saw it. He was like, bro, the part when...
You talking about me?
No. He was like, yo, the part when Kong was swinging around Zuko, oh my god. Yo, I went to the theater, I was high, and, like, that part had me laughing so hard, but, like, it was, like, obnoxiously, like, hard, and, like, you know, the people behind me told me to shh, so I was just like, oh, here's $10, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, that part was funny. That part had me laughing, too. But, you know, I'm just gonna go straight into my issues, and I'll probably think of stuff that I like as I go along, because it's hard for me to list it out all at once, but I honestly don't like the Hollow Earth. At first, I thought it was really cool in Godzilla vs. Kong.
What?
I thought it was cool in Godzilla vs. Kong, but, like, my main issue with this, actually, my secondary issue with this is one, the monsters, they look so small in there, man. These are supposed to be 300-foot tall skyscraper-sized titans.
Well, man, like, you know the in-universe explanation, like, the Hollow Earth is theirs. That's where they all...
That's where they live. Yeah, I get that. But when you spend most of the movie in there, you know what it felt like to me? It felt like Quantumania. It felt like spending all that time in the quantum realm, where it's like, are these guys even really small or big right now? It felt like the same thing to me. And it just took away, like, the whole appeal to these characters. Like, the whole thing of these guys is that they're big. They didn't feel big when we spent so much time in there. Like, and then when we go to, like human-sized places and we see how big they really are, I feel like these guys are constantly switching sizes, you know? Like, I know they're technically huge and, like, they stay the same size throughout the whole movie, but it literally feels like they're bigger in some scenes and smaller in others because of just where they are, and most of the movie takes place in the Hollow Earth.
Dude,
so you know that... felt smaller.
Did you know that mini Kong is the same size that Kong was in Skull Island?
Really?
Yeah.
See, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
well, that does make sense because he grew a lot between Skull Island and Godzilla vs. Kong.
The thing is, though, is that he looks bigger to me in Skull Island than he does in this movie.
I think, like, the Hollow Earth is just, like, a big, like, excuse, like, to make everything, like, normal size. Like, Kong looks like a normal gorilla.
Yeah, he just looks like... Yeah, he
and everything is just big enough for the Titans. But, like...
Which is cool, but they're also, like, you know, they're moving at full speed as well. They're moving like humans do. It looks like I'm watching National Geographic at this point, you know? So, that's something I don't like about the Hollow Earth. Like, and that sounds like I'm a Godzilla and Kong purist. They need to be 306 feet tall exactly. Like, 3 inches off the top, and his hair needs to be, like...
His left ball hair is one too many hairs.
Yeah, facts. Like, I'm not like that, you know, like, I like seeing them play with these IPs and doing what they want and getting creative with it and bringing new life to these stories, but when the majority of this movie takes place in an environment that takes away the main appeal of them, you know, like, that's kind of like, come on, you know, they don't look that big. Another thing, Scar King was introduced, like, really late, and normally, like, I'd be okay with that. I think that's kind of cool, you know, like, oh, having, like, such an important factor to the movie be introduced, like, kind of late to the movie. But, like, he still didn't really, like, I didn't care about him. I didn't care. Like, it's just, he's just a mean orangutan.
Man, you were probably sleeping during all this cool stuff.
He was just a mean orangutan.
Bro, he had that, like, whip thing.
Yeah, that was, like, bro.
That was so cool.
You know, honestly, like, I feel like in a movie like Godzilla vs. Kong, I would have liked that more. Like, oh my, yo, he's gonna whip, like that's crazy. But in this one, I don't know why, it just felt dumber to me. Like, it didn't feel like funny or crazy. It just felt kind of dumb. You know,
I think
like there's a fine line between.
You think that they're animals, but these guys are pretty much humans.
Yeah, they're smart. They're advanced.
Also, I thought it was so hard. Like I was like, damn, that was so cold. Like when, because earlier in the movie, Scar King throws his whip at like Kong, and then he does like that move, and Kong like gets his hand sliced. Yeah, and then he gets the beast club. He tried doing that to Godzilla, and Godzilla is just way too strong for that to work. Yo. And Kong ripped Skull like Zuko like over him. Like you were probably sleeping during that. But literally like he tried doing that to Godzilla and it didn't work. And I thought that was so cool because like yeah, Godzilla's too strong for that, bro.
You know, it's just he wasn't that cool to me. He wasn't that cool to me. And also his ice lizard friend.
Well, you don't know who that. You're not into the lore, bro.
Is he actually connected to any lore?
Yeah.
Who is that?
The ice.
Yo, he's eating Slimer.
Well, like, you know, like it's not like those characters were just like, you know, introduced and then like just thrown away because you know those characters exist. Those monsters all exist.
Scar King exists.
Well, no, I think that was an original. But like the big ice monster. That's all a part of, like, monster lore. So, it's cool to see all that, you know, and everyone's hyped to see all that. You know, because when the trailer came out, people were like, you can see Shimu. That's the name of the ice monster, Shimu. And people were like, you can see Shimu in the top left, like, in this frame. Dang. But before the movie came out. So, that's cool.
That's pretty neat, but, like, at the same time, he's okay.
Also, Shimu is way bigger. And, you know, Chris Stuckman said in a review, he said that there was one point that confused him, and it's that Kong was crossing over this skeleton that was 100 times bigger than him, and Chris Tuckman was like, how does that thing exist if we already know how big Kong is? If that's how big something is to Kong, then like the scales of this world like actually start to make less sense because how can something that big? That would literally be like the size of a state, like a county.
Yeah.
So, I think it's funny, but then again, like. I don't think it's turn off your brain kind of content. I think it's just Godzilla content. And hey, there's a not so small group of people that I've seen that are giving this movie 5 stars.
Oh. I thought you were going to bring up the -1 fans who are like...
Nah.
Yeah, this movie was trash. -1 was better. Different movies.
They're giving this movie 5 stars. They're thinking like this is just what like we wanted to see. And like Scar King, they're so happy with everything. I'm one of them. I'm literally one of those people who think like, yes, this is 5 stars and we all love it. And it's breaking box office records. It is like making so much money that we are for sure going to get more MonsterVerse movies.
I want to see more monster movies.
And I have something I want to tell you after, you know, that'll make you excited.
Something else as well I want to bring about this movie. I actually like, I'm totally open to the possibility of rewatching this movie and being like, oh, I actually like, you know, maybe me snoozing during parts of it made me like it less, you know. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case. But there's still like stuff that I was fully awake, because I was awake for most of this movie, you know, that there's just stuff that I just was like, come on, man. Like, the Iwi tribe. That was easily my least favorite part of this movie. I hated every single second on screen with them. I actually wanted to blow my brains out every time they were on screen. I hated it. It's like... It actually made me... That's another reason why I don't like the Hollow Earth. Not only because of their size, but because of just their existence. I think the idea of having a tribe living there, that's kind of cool. You know, like, oh, I get it. But, like, oh my God, it was boring. It was so boring. That was actually... And so much of the movie is dedicated to that. Also, you might think that my take right now here is controversial, but I swear to God, the first third of the movie, everything that Godzilla is just explaining how he turns pink. Like, that's it.
Huh?
Every time Godzilla shows up, oh, he's on the way to go fight Tiamat.
And then you don't know who Tiamat is, you don't care.
Bro, I know who Tiamat is. I already knew, when they mentioned him, I was like, oh, that's cool, this guy's gonna show up. But why do they spend so much of this time? And in the end... Like, the only reason why that fight was there and the only reason why that character was there, that monster was there, was just so he could turn pink. They just wanted him to turn pink.
But he's so cool.
Bro, this is Godzilla X Kong. Why are you going to spend half your time with Godzilla explaining how he turns pink? He could have been pink at the start of the movie and I wouldn't have cared.
Hey, remember when he was sleeping in the Coliseum?
That was great. That was my favorite part. That was actually my favorite part.
Reminded me of Bowser.
That was adorable. But seriously, he actually could have been. I understand, because I know that Godzilla's blue. I know he's blue, and I know that everyone knows he's blue. So if he was to randomly be pink, everyone would be like, "What the heck? Why is he pink?" I probably would have done the same thing. But honestly, I'd rather the movie just start with him pink instead of spending the first hour of it explaining why he's pink. That was crazy because I like seeing Godzilla. I'm a casual fan. I want to see Godzilla do stuff, right? So I feel upset that so much of his runtime is dedicated to him being pink. He's just pink. And you could say, oh, he's more radioactive now, but in the end,
he's stronger.
He looks like he's doing the same thing he would have done. He's just pink. I cannot stress that enough.
Next one, he's gonna try to turn green.
That'd be crazy. Maybe he'd be camouflaged and then make himself look like a big gorilla, and Kong would be like, oh.
Yeah. Well, for me, obviously, 5 stars.
Okay, I don't feel right rating it right now because obviously I was asleep for portions of this movie. So I want to rewatch it, and I'm expecting on the next episode I'm gonna have a new rating to give this movie, or maybe I'll have the same one. Who knows? But hopefully I do have a new rating to give this movie. But as of right now, I'm honestly feeling like a 2.5.
What?
Yeah. And I'm not even gonna lie, when I first walked out of the theater, I was low-key feeling 2, but I'm gonna be generous right now.
That's messed up, man.
I'm feeling like a 2.5, because why did it take so long for him to be pink? Honestly.
Man, I knew you didn't like it.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. Like I said, I want to rewatch it, especially the second half, because that's when I started really dozing off. Because who knows? Maybe I'll be like, oh, this is on the same level as GVK, where it's just crazy, silly fun. But from what I remember of the Iwi tribe, and just him taking forever to turn pink, and a lot of the Hollow Earth stuff that I don't like, and Scar King not being as cool as I would have wanted him to be. I remember, dude, when I saw the trailer for that movie, I thought it looked crazy. The tooth landing in the city and, Godzilla tail whipping Scar King. I was like, this looks great. This looks like an insane, fun, crazy movie. Crazier than Godzilla versus Kong. And, that's what I want, and I want to be, on that same kind of, level. But, it didn't feel as crazy as much as it just felt kind of dumb from time to time. But aside from Immaculate, which I guess we'll save for the next episode.
You want to? Yeah.
Or do you want to just get it out?
Nah.
Yeah. We'll save Immaculate for the next episode. So let's talk some quick movie news before we conclude.
I got one.
Yeah. You go first, but I got quite a few too.
This is what Adam Wingard said about the future of the Monsterverse. He said that a lot of the times, you can define Godzilla by its different eras. You have the Toho, Showa, and Millennium era.
This is the legendary era.
And he said that that the Monsterverse right now is definitely in that Showa era, because the Showa era of Japanese movies, they were so stupid and silly.
Yeah.
They were all hilarious. But he said that he's sure that eventually the Monsterverse is gonna head back into the how it felt in 2014.
What was his exact quote? Does he have one?
Yeah, he said that we're on the Showa era tip right now, but I'm sure these movies will eventually swing back around into being closer to what 2014 was like. And he said it depends on the filmmaker, because obviously he doesn't want to make Godzilla movies. I think he's going to make a trilogy. He's going to make one more, but that gives us hope, because then they're going to hire us. We're going to make Godzilla vs. Destroyer, and it's going to be more like 2014, because I wouldn't want it to be that silly.
But yeah, I think that's kind of interesting, because I can't imagine this same Godzilla who's doing backflips in the Hollow Earth and drop kicking and stuff, just going back to being serious and walking slowly. Are they gonna make a 2014 type movie where he's not running? If we introduce that he can run, he's got to stay running.
I think King of the Monsters. I think if you revert back to how he was in that movie, then it's all good. Yeah, he was slow, but he could still move. If
he had some energy. Yeah, and maybe he does more running in the Hollow Earth than he does in like the Subterranea Earth.
Dude,
a
so
Hollow
cool.
Earth inside the Hollow Earth.
More Earths. Also, where's the light in the Hollow Earth?
That was my issue with since Godzilla vs. Kong. But honestly, like just from like a movie making standpoint, like I wouldn't want to have to like explain that or figure that out. I want to see them go to the light source though. If they went to one, that would be like fine. Like, my questions are being answered, but just gotta live with it.
Like when Scar King walked out into the top of like the main Earth, and he was like, "Dang, there's a sun." I was like, "Bro, you also saw a sun.
Yeah,
what are you tripping about?"
He's acting like it's all bright, like, bro, it was down there too. I mean, his layer was kind of dark though. Felt like gorillas.
Well, yeah, but
was there a lava pit there? Am I remembering that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine writing that in the script. There's a lava pit. Well, I mean that's pretty exciting. But either way, I mean I want to embrace the crazy stuff now. I'm not opposed to crazy. I just want it to be good. The Cat in the Hat is getting a new animated movie starring Bill Hader, set to release on March 6, 2026, starring Kenta Brunson, Bowen Yang, Xochitl Gomez, Matt Berry, and Paula Pell.
Xochitl Gomez. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, she's a good actress. Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's probably... it's with Warner Brothers. Dang, I thought it'd be with Illumination or something, like Grinch style, but...
I thought they owned the Seuss.
Oh, yeah. Wait, do they?
They make a bunch of things.
Because Universal has Seuss Landing, and Universal is Illumination and all that stuff.
And they already made, Wait, who made Horton Hears Who? Dude, that was like Blue Sky.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace. You got anything else? Or should I just say... Because I have quite a few.
Wait, I had another one I forgot. Oh, yeah. Alex Garland...
I saw that. I screenshotted that today to talk about.
No longer has plans to make movies after falling out of love with filmmaking.
Yeah.
Listen, yeah, I get it. He made Men. It was horrible.
Men was trash.
I don't understand. And apparently, if Civil War is really good, how can... I'm not gonna sit here and be all like, how can you fall out of love, because anyone can have their own opinion, and if he really doesn't want to do it anymore, I guess, but it's strange.
I think what makes the most sense, he started out as a screenwriter because he wrote 28 Days Later and stuff like that before becoming a director. So I imagine that he's probably just want to go back to writing, because directing, you got to deal with all the studio stuff, and I can imagine working under a studio, it probably would make you not want to keep making movies here and there, and the Joel and Ethan Coen, they split up because I think it was, I don't remember which one it was, but one of them was I'm not really feeling it that much right now. So I kind of understand it, and hopefully if Civil War is good, he goes out on a good note. Sucks that we missed Ex Machina. I literally did not even get my refund for my ticket. And
at least you kept your points. Except I refunded mine. I kept my points.
Really?
Yeah.
I've refunded tickets before, and I got my tickets refunded.
I checked, and I had them still.
Because it says it'll say oh, you got 799 credits, and it'll say minus 799 for refund.
Oh, I don't know then.
Whack. But
well, Civil War is apparently really good.
Yeah. So hopefully that's just a high note that he'll end on.
Man, I'm scared to watch that movie because it's gonna make me hate America so much, and I'm gonna be upset.
Honestly, if I went into war right now and I had these pants on, no one would find me. But the socks would give me away. They'd start shooting my feet. I see the Sims film is in development with Margot Robbie producing.
The Sims?
Yeah, a Sims movie.
What is it gonna be like? Is it gonna be some the only way a Sims movie would work if it was all self-aware and meta.
I want to hear them talk Simlish. I want the whole movie to be in Simlish, actually.
I want someone to have the sim thing above their head, and then their spider sense and they grab it.
Anyway, yeah, with the Sims movie, actually something promising. I just saw this, but Loki season 1 director Kate Herron is attached to direct it. Yeah.
Wait, it's kind of goated.
Yeah, I thought she did a great job with
Loki.
Yeah, hold on, let me clap actually. Get that out of the way. Anyway, yeah, actually, I just saw this just now, but Loki season 1 director Kate Herron's attached to direct it. Anyway, do you have anything else? I see a Happy Gilmore sequel is officially in development. Have you seen the original Happy Gilmore?
Honestly, like, what is that?
It's the Adam Sandler golf movie. It's where, like, Happy Madison Productions comes from and stuff.
Honestly, I've never heard of that.
I loved Happy Gilmore growing up. Happy Gilmore is actually, like, one of the Adam Sandler comedies that's, like, genuinely good. Like, that movie's actually good. Like, everyone likes that movie for the most part. Like, I like Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore's funny. He's doing his regular Adam Sandler thing, but it's good this time. And, like, honestly, I wouldn't mind a sequel. I wouldn't mind a sequel to that. I want to see what he's up to. What else? Oh, Sebastian Stan is officially not returning for Captain America 4.
Dude, I saw that.
MCU fell off, don't care.
That makes no sense. Wasn't he, like, with Captain America at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier? Yep. Honestly, dude, like, MCU, like, totally fell off. Like,
every time I see Marvel-related news, it's never anything good.
They are in the trenches, bro.
What's crazy is I actually... Oh, no, Zemo's also not returning. Daniel Bruhl.
What does it say?
It says, Anthony Mackie revealed that both Sebastian Stan and Daniel Bruhl will not be reprising their roles as Bucky Barnes and Zemo, respectively, in the upcoming Captain America Brave New World. Actually, I see a quote here. Let me see if I can find the full quote. Because, shoot.
Quick, we're gonna run out of space.
No. Oh, yeah, okay. So, Anthony Mackie said, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That show, I really enjoyed doing that show. I was actually excited to do a second season, so me and Sebastian can get paid to hang out. But because it's like me, him, and Daniel Bruhl. It's kind of like the perfect storm of happiness. So when they decided to go back to the movies, it is what it is. But I don't have my friends anymore, so it kind of dampens it a little bit.
MCU fell off.
Yeah,
that movie's gonna be really bad.
Jesus Christ. Something else interesting. Where is it? I just saw that Joker, Folie à Deux, is a jukebox musical.
What does that mean?
That's like a musical that doesn't use like original songs. It's like already like well-known songs.
Dude, if we get like Bloody Mary from Lady Gaga, it's gonna be peak cinema.
Bro, honestly, like when I saw that, I got really disappointed. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like,
I thought it was original.
Yeah, there's like 2 original songs, I think. But everything else...
You know what? Honestly, it doesn't even bother me because I'm not even like... I don't have high expectations. I think the first Joker is hilarious. But the second one, like... I don't know. I'm not expecting much. So that doesn't really... I don't really care. I just think that's interesting.
That just upsets me, though. Like, I thought it'd be like original songs. Another cool one, though. New Superman movie, Superman Legacy, is going to be shot entirely in IMAX.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. Here's one. Justin Lin reportedly in talks to direct Spider-Man 4. Justin Lin did like the Fast and Furious, I think this...
Justin Lin? Wait, Spider-Man 4?
Yeah, like Tom Holland.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like you can't just pick anyone to do a Spider-Man movie.
F9.
Yeah.
Yep. He also did Fast 5, I don't know.
Man, just let like John Watts do it again.
Star Trek Beyond. From what I've seen, like he's good at like high octane action, like cars and stuff. But like Spider-Man, okay.
Whatever. I mean, it's MCU fell off.
Yeah, MCU fell off. Okay. The Batman Part 2 is reportedly supposed to begin filming April 2025.
Why so long?
Yeah, that's kind of late. But I mean, I guess it's just because it got delayed. Here's a fun one. I don't know if you heard about this, but Ready or Not sequel is reportedly in development.
That's great, because I love the first one.
Yeah, I didn't even think they'd do a sequel, but that's kind of cool. And
wait, was that movie even popular?
I don't remember, but
I don't know anyone who's like heard of that.
Yeah, it's not from Chad, Matt, and Rob though. It's from Adam Robitel.
Not from this. Wait, what'd they make recently?
Scream 6 and 5. But it's from the guy who did, The Taking of Deborah Logan, which I heard was okay, but Insidious, The Last Key, Escape Room, and Escape Room Tournament.
Oh, hell no! It's gonna be bad. Remember the Escape Room, like, trailer at the end? It was all like, the game's not finished, it was like a big spoiler.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Christopher Miller says that they're currently knee-deep in production for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Good.
I don't know if knee-deep is, like... Is that deep or no?
That isn't deep.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
They're probably just, like, doing it. Honestly, I want them to take their time.
That means they're in it.
I want more hype. I want to wait years for that.
Facts. You know it was supposed to come out the other day.
Yeah.
And then what else? Dune Part 2 just passed $600 million at the global box office.
Good.
Yeah, still kicking.
Goated.
Anyway. With all that said, I think that just about wraps up this week's episode of the Bad Eggs Film Podcast. Join us next week as we will discuss Immaculate, Late Night with the Devil, and...
How you know we're seeing that?
Oh, we will be. Monkey Man, hopefully.
Oh, how you know we're seeing that?
Monkey Man. Oh, by the way, like, Monkey Man, imagine when Planet of the Apes comes out, like, some old geezer goes up to the box office and like, can I get a ticket up for Monkey Man? And they get a ticket for Monkey Man, and they're like, where are the apes?
Yeah.
What else? Wait, let me make sure there wasn't anything. Oh, yeah. That's my only note for this week's episode. What if someone thought Planet of the Apes was Monkey Man? But yeah, Monkey Man, Immaculate, etc. See y'all there.
Peace.